Hey fam, welcome back to Paper Highlighter, where reality TV never sleeps and neither do the red flags. Buckle up because tonight we're diving into the saga of a man who thought mayonnaise could fix love. Now, let's roll straight into tonight's first story. Mayonnaise on the scalp, a ring in the pocket, and a 31-year age gap, Big Ed is flying to the Philippines to propose. Ed admits his usual hair dye irritates his scalp, so he's turned to an unconventional beauty hack. Straight up mayonnaise. I smell like an egg salad sandwich, but it really works, he says. The goal? Look younger for Rose, who's 31 years his junior. On camera, he's giddy. I bought a ring and I plan to ask Rose to marry me. He frames Rose as the love of his life, despite never meeting IRL. The makeover is part nerves, part urgency. Ed's hyper-aware of the age gap and desperate to make the best first impression. Producers lean into the oddball prep. Mail, massages, anxious mirror pep talks, and a reveal of the ring while teasing the stakes. Will Rose see romance or a red flag in condiment form? It's classic franchise catnip. Culture clash setup, a whirlwind proposal plan, and a lead who thinks a quick cosmetic fix can smooth over big, real-life differences. If this is the opener, imagine the blowback once expectations meet reality. Fans are split between laughing at the male meme and cringing at the proposal speed. Is this love or a viral stunt dressed as romance? Next, Big Ed exposes the height fib and a baby plans bombshell he didn't share with Rose. Ed is still riding his male makeover high, but nerves start creeping in. Over dinner with a friend, he blurts out secret number one, the height lie. He's not the 5'2" he told Rose online, he's 4'11". His friend winces. Ed laughs it off, but it's the first domino to fall. Cut to confessional. I told her I'm the same height as her, but I'm not. That would be bad enough, but then comes the bigger reveal. Secret number two. While wrapping toys and candy for Rose's 4-year-old son, Prince, Ed casually tells his buddy that he doesn't want any more kids. Ever. She already wants another child, he sighs. I haven't told her this, but I want to get knit. Yep, he's planning a vasectomy at 54, without telling the 23-year-old woman whose literal dream is a bigger family. In a confessional, Ed doubles down. I've raised my daughter, she's 29. I'm not ready for more kids. Then the kicker. His daughter Tiffany has already stopped speaking to him over the relationship. Other than Prince, I'm done, Ed declares, staring straight into the camera. TLC editors know exactly what they're doing. Every shot of Rose buying baby clothes or talking about family life is cut with Ed nervously zipping up his luggage full of lies. Viewers can practically feel the explosion coming. Later in a 90-day Bears All reunion clip, those secrets finally detonate. After months apart, Ed and Rose reunite virtually for the first time since their screaming match at the tell-all. Ed looks teary-eyed, Rose looks unbothered. Why you didn't tell me the truth, she asks, her voice calm but firm. Ed stammers, I wanted to get to know you first. She fires back, you lied to me, you make me feel small, respect me. Ed apologizes, claiming heartbreak and confusion. You helped me grow, Rose. I'm learning. Rose softens slightly, but not enough to forget. She confirms she truly loved him, but she's moved on already. Cue her mic drop line. I don't regret it. It's a part of my life, but it's the past. Then comes the cherry on top. When told Ed froze his sperm after his vasectomy, Rose laughs. I'm happy for him, for whoever he wants to give his sperm to. Ouch! The clip goes viral overnight. Fans flood Reddit and TikTok with memes of Ed holding baby toys captioned, when you forget to mention the vasectomy. Others called the height lie the smallest big red flag in TLC history. Even castmates weighed in. One producer joked on Instagram Live, Ed didn't bring baggage, he brought secrets. This is peak 90-day Fiancé chaos. Culture disconnects, half-truths, and a man who's still convinced he can talk his way out of a midlife crisis. Through it all, Rose comes out looking sharper, calmer, and far more grounded. while Ed's storyline shifts from quirky underdog to walking red flag wrapped in a tourist shirt. And when you think he can't dig the hole deeper, he does. Up next, Big Ed drops the viral clip that had everyone screaming, "Is Rose scamming Ed?" You won't believe what happens when she reaches for his wallet. The morning after meeting, Ed decides to buy Rose pajamas. A sweet idea that quickly spirals. The fact that Rose doesn't even have pajamas made me really sad, he says. Cue the shopping montage. Ed overwhelmed by the crowd and the humidity, while Rose haggles like a pro. Then it happens. She reaches straight for his wallet. Ed freezes. "I'm not comfortable with Rose grabbing my money," he mutters. "That's not what you do." To him, it feels off, especially since her sister once messaged him asking for cash before he even flew out. "I already have questions about her sister because she asked me for money," he explains in the confessional. "I don't want to believe this could just be a scam, but I don't know if Rose is in on it." Fans immediately split into two camps. On one side, the skeptics. Reddit threads lit up with comments like, "You don't grab someone's wallet you just met," and "She's clearly used to tourists footing the bill." Another viewer joked, "At least she didn't ask for a Western Union code." But the defenders were louder. "She's helping him," one wrote. "He doesn't know the currency. She's saving him from getting ripped off." Others pointed out how nervous Rose looked speaking English. She probably didn't want to explain the denomination, so she just grabbed it. Either way, the scene nailed what TLC does best. Awkward intimacy mixed with culture shock. Ed's trying to be generous, but the power dynamic, American man with cash, younger woman supporting her family, makes every interaction feel loaded. And when Rose starts handing out tips with his money, Ed's panic hits the breaking point. Cut to confessional. "I think it's borderline inappropriate," he sighs. "But I don't know if she's helping me or helping herself." It's reality TV's suspense at its purest. No villain music, no narration, just Ed's face screaming, "Did I fly 7,000 miles to get hustled?" And Rose's calm expression saying, "Relax, it's just pesos." Even TLC editors tease the ambiguity, ending the scene on a freeze frame of Ed's uneasy grin with the question, "Love or lies?" splashed across the screen. Online sleuths are still debating it. Was Rose helping, hustling, or simply surviving? Most fans agree on one thing. Ed's uncomfortability says more about him than about her. One tweet summed it up perfectly. Maybe the real scam is believing mayonnaise equals romance. Dives into the moment Ed asks Rose to take an STD test, and her heartbreak says it all. The scene starts quietly. Ed leans forward, nervously fiddling with his hands. "I know you're tired of me asking about your past," he says, "and I don't want to do that anymore." Rose smiles, relieved, until he adds, "But I have a favor to ask." Then comes the bombshell. "There's a test, an STD test," he says slowly, like that'll soften the blow. "It's a blood test, and it just checks if you have, sexually transmitted disease." Rose stares at him, confused at first, then visibly hurt. "I'm disappointed," she says finally. "You want to test me. I feel you do not trust me. I feel offended." Ed backtracks, insisting he didn't mean to insult her. "I want to put everything behind us," he says, "but the damage is done." Rose looks down and says, "I feel my heart crack." In her confessional, Rose admits she's hurt and ashamed that Ed would question her like that, especially in front of cameras. She'd already endured his comments about her breath and her hygiene. This felt like another layer of judgment. Meanwhile, Ed tells producers, "I need to know I can trust her. I don't want someone who sleeps around." The irony, of course, is that his paranoia only makes him look worse, a man more obsessed with control than connection. Fans immediately tore into the scene. "This is not love, it's humiliation," one user wrote. Another said, "He's treating her like a suspect, not a girlfriend." Even TLC's own promo leaned into the backlash, posting the clip with the caption, "Would you walk out too?" This was the moment that sealed their downfall. Not the culture shock, not the age gap, but the total collapse of trust. And just when you think the cringe is over, it gets worse. Up next, when Rose disappears and Big Ed's love story becomes a one-man pity party. Rose, he calls out, nothing. He checks his phone, then the hallway, then back again. Pure confusion. She's not answering my texts. I looked all around the hotel, but she's nowhere. The night before, Ed finally confessed that he'd planned to get a vasectomy and didn't want more kids, the same future Rose had dreamed about since their first message. For her, that truth was the final straw. As he sinks onto the bed, Ed mutters, "I just wanted her to love me for me." But viewers can see the disconnect. She wanted honesty, he wanted control. Cut to TLC's signature montage. Empty breakfast table, half-packed luggage, a ring box still unopened. Ed's voiceover breaks. "I really thought she was the one." Then comes the cafe scene, the one fans now call the world's saddest rom-com audition. Ed orders coffee, stares at the door, and whispers, "I'm praying for a miracle." But Rose isn't walking back. Instead, the audience gets a painfully silent shot of Ed alone, waiting for closure that never comes. Narratively, it's the point where the show flips. The lovable fool becomes the cautionary tale. His pattern, insulting, hiding truth, then begging for forgiveness, finally collapses under its own weight. Fans say it best. This wasn't heartbreak. It was karma served with iced coffee. Reddit threads dubbed it the egg salad ending. Others admit they felt a little pity right until they remembered the STD test scene. Stick around, because just when Ed thinks the worst is over, the culture shock levels up. Up next, Big Ed's rough night with Rose's family. Ed arrives smiling, gifts in hand, ready to charm. The smiles fade fast. The house is small, the air is heavy, and livestock roams freely inside. There's chickens, rabbits, and bunnies, he gasps, already sweating through his shirt. When he says he wants to take a shower, Rose's dad nods. Okay, me too. Cue the record scratch. Ed blinks. Together? Now? Cut to both men standing beside a bucket of cold water. Rose holding a hose, Ed realizing this isn't a hotel bathroom. "This has to be the weirdest experience of my life," he tells the camera, as Rose casually sprays him down. The moment goes from funny to surreal when he spots a rat darting past. "What the?" he yells, jumping back. Rose just laughs. "It's normal for my family. We are close and comfortable." Ed, on the other hand, is visibly horrified. "I cannot wait to get out of here," he whispers, plotting to book a hotel that night. Still, he wants to ask Rose's father for permission, out of respect, he insists. But even that plan feels doomed as the family exchanges confused glances. It's peak TLC chaos. Ed's privilege colliding with reality, one bucket bath at a time. Fans online call it the most unintentionally funny scene in franchise history. One Redditor joked he came for love and left with Philippine tub shock disorder. Others praised Rose's family for being unbothered while Ed melted down. Don't touch that dial, because if you thought a shared shower was wild, the next revelation detonates the relationship completely. Up next, Rose wants babies with Big Ed. Rose has made her dream clear from the start. She wants 2 more children. Ed smiles and nods, but behind the scenes, he's been hiding the truth. He doesn't want kids. In fact, he's planning to get a vasectomy. When he finally confesses, it's not romantic, it's devastating. "I don't want more children," he blurts out. Rose freezes, disbelief turning to fury. "Why you not tell me before?" she demands. Ed fumbles. "I wanted to get to know you first." Her response? Brutal honesty. "You lied to me. You never care about me. You only think about yourself." Tears in her eyes, she tells him, "I wanted a family. You take that dream away." Then comes the mic drop heard round the TLC world. "I'm done." Fans watched in stunned silence as Rose walked out, leaving Ed speechless. Even producers caught his shock. "I've never seen her like that," he says quietly. But viewers weren't shocked. They'd seen this coming for episodes. The lies, the insults, the manipulation. It was only a matter of time. And when Rose later learned Ed had frozen his sperm just in case, fans exploded online. "He wanted control, not love," one comment read. Another added, "She didn't lose him, she dodged him." Social media crowned Rose the season's ultimate queen. She walked away from his gaslighting and his haircut. One viral tweet joked, "Keep it locked, because the fireworks don't stop there." Up next, Rose's epic confrontation where she finally calls Ed a liar to his face, on camera. When Rose finally reappears, she doesn't waste a second. "Why you not telling me truth before?" she demands. Her voice is shaking, but her anger is crystal clear. Ed tries to justify himself. "I wanted to get to know you first." Rose cuts him off. "You lied. You make me feel small. You no respect me." The tension builds as Ed fumbles for words. Viewers watch the power dynamic flip right before their eyes. Rose is no longer the quiet, nervous girlfriend. She's the woman calling out a man who tried to control her. "Every time you talk bad about me," she says, tears falling. "You don't love me. You never love me." Ed, stunned, can only whisper, "I do love you." She shakes her head. "No, you lie. I'm done." Cut to her confessional, fierce and free. "He tried to change me. He is rude. He is not the man for me." Fans around the world cheer as Rose finally walks out for good, her head held high. Reddit and TikTok crowned her Queen Rose of the breakup. One fan wrote, "She turned heartbreak into a standing ovation." We dive into the morning after, when Ed wakes up alone, realizing Rose is truly gone. The cameras roll as Ed wakes up to silence. Rose's side of the bed is empty. No note, no goodbye. "She's not answering my text. I looked all around the hotel," he mutters, "but she's nowhere." The night before, he told Rose about his vasectomy plans, crushing her dream of having more children. Now, the weight of that truth hits him in real time. His voice cracks. "I think I messed everything up." Cut to him sitting in a cafe, clutching a cup of coffee like it's a lifeline. "I'm praying for a miracle," he says, staring at the door, hoping Rose will walk in like the last scene of a rom-com. She doesn't. The producers linger on that shot for a long, painful beat. It's the rare moment where the show strips away the humor. No awkward music, no goofy edits. Just a man realizing love doesn't survive manipulation and half-truths. The symbolism is hard to miss. The untouched breakfast, the unclaimed suitcase, the ring still sealed in its box. Big Ed's dream trip ends not with a proposal, but with a lesson in consequence. Fans held back. One viral post summed it up. That wasn't heartbreak, that was karma catching its flight home. Reveals the emotional apology that could finally patch things up, but not with Rose. In a rare emotional scene, Ed sits across from Tiffany, visibly nervous. "I had to do it," he says softly. "I didn't listen to you. I didn't really understand why you were so upset." Tiffany doesn't hold back. "You're old enough to be her dad. I'm 29, Dad. What do you even have in common with the 23-year-old? She admits watching his relationship with Rose was embarrassing and hard to respect. Ed nods through tears. I was selfish, and I'm sorry. You were and still are the love of my life. He admits he flushed everything down the toilet, chasing something that wasn't real. For once, viewers see the self-awareness that was missing in every hotel room confessional. The scene closes with a tentative hug, not full forgiveness, but the start of one. Fans called it Ed's most human moment, while others joked, apologizing to your daughter after losing your girlfriend? The plot twist no one expected. Don't touch that dial, because the redemption arc doesn't last long. Up next, we rewind to where it all began, the unforgettable first meeting between Ed and Rose, and that sour first impression. After months of online flirting, Ed arrives in the Philippines ready to sweep Rose off her feet. But the second she hugs him, her nose twitches. The smile fades. Viewers can feel it. Something's off. And it's not just the height difference. Cut to Ed's confessional. I've been dyeing my hair, but it irritates my scalp, so I use mayonnaise. It makes it smoother. Yep, mayonnaise on his head. Rose later told producers she was hit by a sour smell, while Ed proudly declared, I smell like an egg salad sandwich, but it works. Spoiler, it didn't. The moment became an instant meme factory. Reddit threads compared it to Oh, the Subway tuna, and Twitter users dubbed it the worst first impression ever televised. Even TLC leaned in, captioning the clip, Love stinks, literally. For Rose, the moment marked the beginning of realization that the man she'd romanticized online was not what she expected. For Ed, it was the start of his transformation from underdog to cringe legend. Fans still laugh about it years later. One viral comment summed it up best. That hug contained every bad decision Ed ever made, sealed in mayo. Stick around, because if you thought the mayo moment was bad, wait until you see Ed's next self-care stunt. While most people prep for a second date with flowers, a nice outfit, or maybe just a smile, Big Ed has a different strategy. He shaves his entire body. Yep, you heard that right. The same guy who once slathered mayonnaise on his hair is now turning his bathroom into a full-on personal spa. Why? Because for Ed, every date is basically a reality show, and he needs to be the main character, whether we ask for it or not. Will it impress his date, or just give the internet another reason to roll their eyes? One thing's for sure, nobody does pre-date prep quite like Big Ed. Big Ed might have lost Rose, but he's not done chasing love, and this time he's bringing baggage. And his mom. Fresh off his breakup with Rose, Ed is back on TLC. Older, maybe wiser, and definitely still awkward. 90 Day the Single Life kicks off his next chapter as he heads to Mexico with the new woman named Liz and a second chance at romance. But if you know Ed, you know chaos is never far behind. In People's exclusive sneak peek, Ed and Liz arrive at a resort for a friend's wedding. It's their first trip together, and, more importantly, their first time sharing a bed. Liz laughs nervously in her confessional. It's been a while since I shared a bed with a man. If Ed frustrates me, he's getting the floor. Ed, meanwhile, can't stop reminiscing about his last romantic getaway, the one with Rose. The last night's hotel I stayed in was in the Philippines, he says, before admitting, and it's also the last time I slept in the bed with a woman. I kinda blew that one. He continues in her confessional. now I've got an opportunity to be redeemed. If there are things I don't like if she doesn't shave her legs, I'll keep it to myself. Spoiler alert, that promise didn't age well. Then comes the infamous hotel night scene. Ed beams, telling producers, "It was off the charts. We made love all night, twice. Liz's body is amazing." Liz's version, a little less poetic. She giggles, "I had to teach him how to kiss. I feel like I have to train him to do a lot of things." Ouch. Fans immediately flooded Twitter and Reddit with disbelief. One post read, "Ed talks like he's in a romance novel, but moves like a middle school dance." Another wrote, "She's teaching him how to kiss? Send help." Between Ed's overconfidence and Liz's diplomatic sarcasm, the chemistry is confusing at best, cringe at worst. It's classic TLC gold, the perfect mix of oversharing, awkward pauses, and producer gasps. Social media dubbed the scene the redemption that wasn't. Fans joked that Liz deserved hazard pay, while others wondered if Ed's next big move would be another self-care disaster. Keep it locked, because Ed's love story isn't the only one that goes off the rails. Up next, Big Ed, the man who never stops believing in true love, even if it means bringing his mom along for emotional backup. This time, he flies all the way to Mexico to meet Kaori, a strong, independent woman who definitely isn't impressed by a couple of souvenir hats from the airport. And of course, who does Ed bring with him? None other than Mom Norma, his ultimate good luck charm against heartbreak. What should have been a sweet, romantic first meeting slowly turns into a one-man cringe show. Ed handing out gifts like a door-to-door salesman, forcing awkward smiles and trying to speed up the love story, the Ed way. And Kaori? Calm, cold, completely unbothered. While Ed's busy daydreaming about their future, Kaori sees exactly what's in front of her. A grown man who brought his mom on what's supposed to be a date. Mexico may be hot, but the vibe between Ed and Kaori? Ice cold. And this time, not even Mama Norma can save Ed's romantic fantasy. From heartbreak to happiness, Rosemarie Vega just dropped the biggest glow-up in 90-Day Fiancé history, and Big Ed is officially yesterday's news. After ending things with Ed in a blaze of betrayal and broken dreams, Rose went quiet for a while, only to come back thriving. Now she's got a booming career, a brand new man, and the internet cheering louder than ever. When fans last saw Rose, she was furious, heartbroken, and calling Ed out for his lies. Fast forward to today, and the Filipino single mom has turned her heartbreak into a headline success story. Rose revealed her new relationship with Australian businessman Greg Shawinski, confirming it on 90 Day Diaries. The two met online, sound familiar? But this time it's different. Greg's mature, grounded, and treats her like an equal. "He respects me," Rose told producers, glowing in her confessional. "He accepts my life and loves my son." Greg, a professional with a stable career, has quickly become a fan favorite. In contrast to Ed's chaos, he's quiet, kind, and private. Three things the fandom never expected to Rose, but totally loves seeing now. And her confidence? Off the charts. With over 1 million Instagram followers, a thriving YouTube channel, and partnerships with beauty brands, Rose has gone from reality TV heartbreak to independent influencer queen. Fans say she's living her soft life, one that doesn't require surviving awkward bucket showers or mayo makeovers. Online, fans are unanimous. She upgraded from egg salad to steak dinner. One comment even read, "Big Ed was her villain origin story. Greg is her happy ending." Don't touch that dial, because not every couple handled hygiene drama as gracefully. Up next, we're rewinding to the moment that cemented Big Ed's reputation as one of reality TV's most awkward boyfriends, the bad breath scene that had Rosemarie and millions of fans fuming. Fresh off his flight to the Philippines, Big Ed decides it's time to surprise Rose with some romantic gifts. He pulls out a purple piece of lingerie, already uncomfortable. Then, without missing a beat, he adds mouthwash, toothpaste, and a toothbrush. Yup, romantic night ruined in 5 seconds flat. On camera, Ed explains, "I noticed her teeth were bad at the airport. Her breath wasn't pretty." He smiles, like he solved the problem. Rose, visibly mortified, forces a polite thank you, but later confides to producers, "I want to punch him." Ed tries to defend himself, saying he's worried about oral hygiene and that bacteria could travel to the heart. But fans see right through it. This wasn't concern, it was control. In her confessional, Rose reveals the real reason. She suffers from an ulcer that affects her breath. She always brushes her teeth, she says firmly. "He makes me feel small." The power imbalance is hard to miss. While Ed plays the awkward American fixing his foreign girlfriend, Rose's discomfort shows the deeper issue: humiliation on camera for entertainment value. It's the kind of scene that sparks viral outrage and endless memes. One Redditor wrote, "He bought her lingerie, then mouthwash? Pick a lane, Ed." Another added, "He's not building a relationship, he's running a makeover show she didn't sign up for." By the time Rose tells the camera that Ed is a rude person, the audience has already crowned her the voice of reason. She may not have stormed out yet, but the seeds of the breakup were planted right there, between the toothpaste and the disrespect. Viewers still call this the most uncomfortable 5 minutes in 90 Day Fiancé history. Others labeled it peak Ed energy, insecurity disguised as concern. One viral tweet summed it up. "He didn't just cross a line, he flossed it." Keep it locked, because just when you think Ed can't get more awkward, he finds a brand new way to make things weird. Up next, after giving Rose a sensual foot rub, Ed pointed out the following day that he noticed she didn't shave her legs. Ed gave a perplexed Rose 2 options: shave her legs or kiss him. She chose to shave her legs instead. The couple make a deal that if Rose shaves her legs, then Ed will trim his beard. In his diary entry, Ed said that hairy legs are less feminine and that he finds it gross. "I live in San Diego, where everybody lasers their legs, so when I saw that for the first time, I wasn't trying to be mean. It was just different, and I wasn't accustomed to it," Ed tells Channel 24. Just when viewers thought Ed had retired his chaos crown, 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After drops its most explosive reunion yet. The twist? Both of his fiancés, ex-Rose and current flame Liz, showed up with receipts. It starts with the usual awkward smiles and half-hearted hugs. Ed, wearing his signature smirk, insists he's moved on and at peace. But everyone knows something's coming, and Rose wastes no time lighting the fuse. When Sean asks if Ed has had any contact with Rose, he dodges. "I don't remember," he says. The cast groans. Liz's jaw drops. "You don't remember?" she repeats, narrowing her eyes. Then, in true TLC fashion, the big reveal hits the screen, a screenshot of Ed's recent messages to Rose. In them, he tells her she looks amazing and asks if she'd be open to meeting up when he visits the Philippines. Rose confirms it. "He messaged me again. He said he wants to see me." Liz reads it out loud, her voice cracking on the words, "You look amazing." Ed turns bright red and mutters, "That's not what it looks like." The studio erupts. Jovi shakes his head. Kim calls out, "That's a lie." Liz, trembling but calm, says, "You promised me you hadn't spoken to her." Ed tries to brush it off, and it was just a message, but no one's buying it. Rose, visibly composed, delivers the line of the night. "You always lie, Ed. Always." The audience at home explodes online. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag Big Ed exposed and hashtag Rose was right start trending. As if that wasn't enough, Liz adds another bombshell. "I caught him on a dating app," she says, holding back tears. "An app for Asian women." The room falls silent. Ed stammers, "That's not true." But Liz produces screenshots of the app and even reveals that her mom helped confirm it. "My mom and I made a fake profile. We matched with him an hour after I left his house." Sean asks, "Ed, are you currently seeing anyone else?" Ed shrugs, "No, I'm focusing on myself." The hypocrisy isn't lost on anyone. Usman mutters, "You love yourself more than anyone else." Shaida adds, "This isn't love, this is control." Things only spiral further when Ed's temper kicks in. "Liz, sit down. Jesus Christ," he snaps, dismissing her pain. The cast groans audibly. Even host Sean can't hide her shock. "Ed," she says firmly, "you don't get to talk to her like that." But the chaos doesn't stop there. During a backstage clip, Liz tells producers she's done being humiliated. "He never cared about my feelings. Every time I start to heal, he pulls me back." Producers follow her as she walks out of the studio, leaving Ed staring blankly at the floor. When someone asks him, off camera, why he keeps hurting people, he shrugs, "I don't know. Maybe I just want to be loved." Cut to a confessional later that day, Liz seated alone. Calmer arrow. "I was engaged 14 times, she says with a bitter laugh. "This was the last one. I'm done." Meanwhile, Rose, connecting via video from the Philippines, ends the episode on a note of quiet triumph. "I don't regret meeting him. He helped me see what I don't want." It's reality TV perfection. Years of toxicity, two women reclaiming their voices, and a man finally running out of excuses. Fans are calling this the tell-all to end all tell-alls. One viral comment nailed it. Ed tried to gaslight 2 continents and got burned on live TV. Others dubbed Liz and Rose the sisterhood of the traveling receipts. Up next, after surviving one of the messiest roller coaster relationships in 90-Day Fiancé history, Liz Woods has finally moved on, for real this time. No yelling, no gaslighting, no fake proposals. Just peace, partnership, and a man who actually respects her. Since her final breakup with Big Ed, Liz has been quietly rebuilding her life, and fans say she's glowing like never before. In her recent Instagram updates, she shared glimpses of beach sunsets, workout sessions, and cozy date nights with her new mystery man. That's right, Liz is officially off the market again, but this time it's a different vibe. The guy, a local San Diego restaurant owner named Jaxon, known for his low-key personality and zero interest in fame. They met through mutual friends earlier this year, long after Liz filmed her last reunion episode with Ed. In a recent Q&A on Instagram stories, Liz hinted at her new relationship without naming names. She said, "It feels nice to be with someone who doesn't need to be the loudest in the room. It's calm, it's real." According to In Touch Weekly, Jaxon isn't part of the reality TV world and prefers to keep their romance private, something fans say is exactly what Liz needed. An insider source told the outlet, "He treats her with respect. She's finally smiling for the right reasons." But what's really winning hearts is how different Liz looks, inside and out. Gone is the stress that came with Ed's constant control and public embarrassment. Instead, she's thriving as a single mom, balancing co-parenting, self-care, and her career at Encuentro North Park, where she's reportedly been promoted to manager. Her friends and followers have noticed too. One fan commented, "She went from being interrupted by Ed mid-sentence to being heard, loved, and supported." Another wrote, "This is the peace glow, not the contour glow." Even Rosemarie Vega, Ed's ex from the Philippines, recently liked one of Liz's new posts, sending fans into a frenzy of support for the unofficial Team Rose and Liz alliance. Social media is already dubbing them the X-Files of Ed Brown. Meanwhile, Ed's been noticeably quiet online, aside from the occasional cryptic meme about loyalty and truth. Viewers can't help but see the contrast. While Ed spirals through PR damage control, Liz just keeps leveling up. In one of her latest Instagram captions, she wrote, "Sometimes losing someone means finding yourself again." That one line instantly went viral across 90-day fan pages, pulling over 50,000 likes in a single day. It's the redemption arc no one saw coming, not through revenge, but through healing. Liz didn't clap back with words, she did it with silence, strength, and self-respect. And this is Paper Highlighter, where we keep your favorite reality stars bright, messy, and impossible to ignore. Stay tuned, stay spicy, and as always, stay highlighted, fam.